Okay everybody, I'm here to do a video about more specifics on my Facebook page and the income that I make from it. I told my story in another video a few days ago about coming over to Thailand and how I started to make my living online. When I first moved to Thailand, I just had a couple, maybe $250, $300, something like that, coming in on AdSense, and I sold my business back in the States and made a leap of faith that I could figure out how to make enough money to live on if I had the time and focus and didn't have the distractions of owning a business and having other obligations. So anyway, I was kind of vague about all that. So I can't remember exactly who asked me, but somebody wanted more details on the Facebook page, how it makes money, why it started making more money once I came over here to Thailand, and sort of the story there. So that's what I'm about to do. So this is about monetizing a Facebook page, growing a Facebook page, and the page is called Positive Thinking. So it's facebook.com/positive atmosphere. That's the URL, but the page's name is Positive Thinking. First of all, if you've watched any of my other videos, you kind of know that I have this, my personal philosophy in business is I learn on the job. So I learn as I go, but I don't let the fact that I don't know how everything's going to play out, I don't let that stop me from starting. And I think the lessons that I learn when I actually have some money on the line or some hope of making money, I remember those lessons and I'm more hungry to learn. It's not just theoretical and twiddling my thumbs and reading a blog or something. I'm stuck on this right now, how can I figure it out and get past it? And then you see results, and that reinforces the cycle, and you go forward and you learn the next step and the next step, and you get stuck on something and you learn how to fix that. So I started the Positive Thinking page back in 2009, and it wasn't my idea. It was a guy down the hall from me. I had a website called positiveatmosphere.com, and I still have that URL. But a guy named Eric down the hall from me at my real estate office said, hey, you should start a Facebook page. And I didn't even really know what that was. I said, okay, well, I have a Facebook profile. And he's like, no, it's a page, it's different. I said, is that like my wall? This is when I was still pretty new on Facebook. He said, no, it's not your wall, but it's kind of like a wall, but it has a business name or whatever name you give it. And he said, I'd recommend, rather than calling it something like Positive Atmosphere, which is your brand, call it something really clear about what it is. And he said, it might have been his idea even to call it Positive Thinking, but we said, yeah, everybody will know what that means. So I called it Positive Thinking, started it in 2009, and by 2012 I had 300,000 people. And a lot of times people ask me how that happened, and it's like they're looking for some kind of secret or some kind of hot tip. And even if there was a secret or a hot tip, that was, 8 years ago now, so it probably wouldn't apply anymore. Facebook's always changing how things work. But really it wasn't anything fancy. It was, back then it was just me posting to the page. I posted every day, sometimes more than once, but always at least once a day. And back then it was basically just a pretty picture, what you might call like a motivational poster type of image. Pretty picture with an inspiring quote on it was the vast majority of my posts. Sometimes I might post a video or just some text, but I'd find like a rowboat on a lake in the fog and something about peace of mind and make a pretty image out of it, or find a pretty image somewhere that I could use, and just tried to share really good content on a consistent basis, and it worked. At times it fluctuated a lot, but at times it was growing like 2,000 people a day. Those were like the fastest growth times. We probably even had some days that were more like 3,000, but I remember it would like average 2,000 a day new likes. Back then they called them fans. And lately we've been averaging over 1,000 a day, and that's awesome. So it's kind of like the good old days. But there were also times where we were averaging 200 or 300 a day. It just, Facebook is moody. They're always changing how things work and what they give reach to. And so again, in 2012 I had 300,000 likes on that page. 2014 I moved to Thailand, and again the idea was to focus on my online stuff, which was mainly this positiveatmosphere.com that I told you about, and this Facebook page. And they interact a lot because the Facebook page was the main source of traffic to the website. Once we get them to the website, at the time it was like a social network for personal development, positive thinking and self-improvement type of stuff. So the page would send the people there, then they would make a profile and start, adding photos and making friends and all that kind of stuff. It was on Ning, which still exists. It's a platform for social networks, like in a box, basically. You can just subscribe. I think it's $25 a month or something. So we've since changed, and that site is a video site, but it's still based, the income is still based on AdSense. So I've got, the video with AdSense above it, beside it, and we've also got Rev Content on there, which is an alternative to AdSense. It's another ad network that we get paid on clicks for. So let's see, where am I going with all this? So I come over here in 2014, and I was able to really focus. And also by that time, I had an assistant, and she was handling all the scheduling of the posts, and we started posting a lot more. So now we're doing 15 to 20 or more posts a day, and in 2014 it was probably right around the same. At times we were doing like 1 an hour, sometimes we're 15. Facebook seems to favor different things at different times, so if we feel like our reach is dropping, sometimes we'll post less per day, and that will sometimes bump up our reach. We also noticed, as we started to take on these partners, these content partners, who will share ad revenue with you. So basically, you sign up, it's sort of, you're the publisher, it's their content, you share links to their articles or videos or whatever it is. They have ads on the site, and then they usually give you about 70% of the ad revenue. So it takes a lot of the burden off of you to create tons of content every day, which is great. And the other cool thing is they share all their content on their own pages first. This is in general. This is how most of them work. So they'll share all their stuff on their own page or pages, and they see which ones do well, and then they give you that information. So you're only posting the best stuff. And so not only are they writing a lot of articles every day, but they're telling you these are the best ones, post them quickly while they're still hot, before Facebook algorithm kind of like takes them down a notch or whatever. So to get specific on that, let's see, I can barely see because of this light in my face. I brought up a spreadsheet where I keep track of the income from all those guys. So if I can see it, I feel like I just looked into the sun. Okay, some of the partners that I work with, and some of the best ones, we've got Little Things, littlethings.com. They write tons of content. We make usually a few $100s a month from them. Looks like last month was $367, and we probably share about 2 a day from them. On average, it just depends on what they're sending and if we think it fits our page. So Little Things, then there's let's see, we used to post for those guys, we don't anymore. Inspire More. Inspire More is really great for our page because the type of content is a perfect fit. But I don't, it wouldn't fit every page. It's inspiring, heartwarming type of content. So if you've got a page that's about technology, they might not really have anything for you, but Little Things probably would. And I keep looking in that light. Shareably. Shareably is another one of our better ones, and I made almost exactly last month what we made off of Little Things. So, God, I literally can't see it. $360. So Little Things made $367, and last month Shareably brought in $360. Then there's Boredom Therapy, which we don't post as often. It's kind of actually my assistant handles all that, but I think she just kind of uses their links when we don't have much else. We made $57 last month off of them. So Boredom Therapy, Shareably, Inspire More, Little Things, and I think that's all of the ones we're currently posting, and then there's a few that we used to post for. The first one we used was My Likes, which still exists, and I think they've changed their name like 1,000 times. But My Likes, I think they accept anybody. Some of these, actually a lot of these ones that I work with now, they will approach you, or they filter. They don't just accept everybody with the page, but My Likes at least used to accept everybody, and maybe they still do. But we started feeling like every time we were posting My Likes stuff, our page reach seemed to drop. So I suspect that Facebook doesn't like that content, that it's considered kind of spammy and everybody's sharing it, and so we quit for mostly that reason. We quit sharing their stuff. And also a lot of it was just hard to find stuff that was a good fit. A lot of it's just, stuff about how to lose fat, or it's a picture of a big, like sex sells type of stuff, or like really kind of disgusting, revolting stuff that you can't help clicking on, so it doesn't fit our page. Let's see, what else did I have? So that's what we're doing on the page itself, and then, like I say, we send traffic over to positiveatmosphere.com, and on the site we've got AdSense and we've got Rev content, and we occasionally will post other things like my board game, or sometimes affiliate links. Not so much, that's kind of less common for us to do. But the AdSense, like last month, let's see, it ranges from, like, a slow month will be around at $800 or $1,000. A good month will be, like between $2,000 and $3,000, somewhere in there. And also remember, I'm paying my assistant about a little over $800 a month. She's full time, so that's not her only job, but that's one of the things that she does. So in my mind, like break even on this page, once it's making, like, say $850, that's kind of break even to pay the assistant, and then everything after that is profit. Oh, a paid post. We do occasionally get some people interested in doing paid posts. So it might be another Facebook page that wants us to share their page, or it could be somebody with a website and they want, instead of giving us an ad split, they just want to pay us per post. So if the content is a good fit, we occasionally will do that. And we're doing one of those right now with a company. So that brings in another few $100s a month, $300 actually a month right now for that. And if you're watching and you happen to be interested in that, I'm open to looking at it. Our page is really busy, so we usually say no, but if you think the Positive Thinking page and whatever you're doing is a good fit, feel free to get in touch. And also, I want to say, like I said earlier, I feel like I'm learning on the job, and I'm always open to new ideas. So if you guys watching this have Facebook pages and you're doing some kind of strategy that I haven't mentioned that you think might help me out, or you want to have a conversation about what I'm doing, I'm open to talking and seeing if we can help each other out. So let me know. You can comment here, obviously, or get in touch with me through that Facebook page. What's left? Again, I'm blinded. Paid posts, occasional affiliates, my board game. I've experimented with posting my board game on the page, but there's only so many times I feel like I can post the same product. I made a board game called Better Me, so it's a personal development board game. It fits the page really well as far as the idea behind it, but I don't want to post it every day and just bother people with it. So we post that occasionally. And same thing with the shirts that I make. I do merch by Amazon, which is print on demand, and so I do a lot of t-shirt designs, and a lot of them are inspiring, uplifting stuff. So we've experimented a bit with sharing those. It doesn't seem all that effective, surprisingly, actually. I thought we'd sell more. But, so we might throw those in a few times a week or something. Let's see. I think I mentioned everything I wanted to. I can't see the clock. Hopefully this video isn't too long. But that's kind of the story of growing that page. The reach, like I said, when I first came over here, it went from making $250 a month roughly to making like $2,700 or $3,000 a month. And then Facebook scaled back on the reach. So we've got 1.3 million over that, and a typical post maybe gets a reach of like 20,000, say on average, and then a really good one, like we just had one in the last week that got over 200,000. But still, that's, what is that, like 15% of our page? I think it got like 240,000. So maybe that's 20% or so of our total audience. But that's like an exceptionally good post, where that used to be pretty normal. And then some posts, if they don't get some interaction, they get a really small reach of like 10,000 or something. So anyway, feel free to comment if I missed anything, or you have other topics that you'd like to hear me talk about. I'm just doing these for fun, really, and it's easy. I'm just busting them out and not editing, so let me know if you have another question and another topic, and of course, if you want to subscribe, that would be great. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later.